Okay. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
We finally got home.
Yeah, it's 11:47. We happen to know all the nurses at the ER.
Most of them.
Most of them, yeah. I have a painful toe right now. And I've taken the prescription.
They chop it off.
Yeah, they chopped it off, and the doctor did something to my other toe, so they're going to fall off tonight, and by tomorrow my whole foot will fall off. And if you believe that. Um, it's painful, but I have ibuprofen. I think was it 400 milligrams?
800.
800 milligrams. Oh, 800 milligrams and a antibiotic. He put a needle in my toe. My foot is a pincushion right now. And he's looking at it like, well, it kind of could be this, but I really don't think that's what it is. But you know what? I don't know what it is. But he said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this just in case. And what he did probably, helped. It probably got it before it actually got bad. But he lifted the skin, took the scalpel and lifted the skin up where by where the nail is on my big toe. And I didn't feel it. Then when he first tried to do it, I felt it. But then he gave me a little more medicine. And suffice it to say, it's wearing off. Believe me, it's wearing off. It's not just what he did there, it's the pincushion effect as well. I don't know how many times, because he didn't just inject me a couple of times.
5 or 6 times.
Yeah, he also just took it and said, can you feel this? Can you feel this? Can you feel this? I'm like, oh gosh. Now I look at my foot and I'm like, oh yeah, I can see where you poked all those holes in me. So we were a little upset. We're sitting there 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And at one point they called in 2 people who we were in front of.
I just about started screaming.
Yeah. And so I finally go up.
I just better be glad I didn't start yelling at them.
And so I finally go up to the nurse's station, and they kind of like, oh no,
Like, we screwed up.
Yeah, and the triage nurse comes out, and I want my taken back right now. She took me all the way around.
Well, God, I mean, that's like, couldn't have took you the short route.
Yeah.
Mr. Hobble here.
Yeah, because I was not going fast, but I think I may have figured out how I got the bruise. See, ice builds up under the wheel well of the car, and when the tire will I don't see I have this thing.
Rub.
Yeah, see, I have this thing that it's not good for the tire, so I like to.
Isn't.
Yeah, so I like to get in there and like kick it, and get rid of it because it's rubbing on the tire and that's ice.
Yeah.
It's not like you're
soft.
Yeah. So, and it's not just ice. There's also salt in there.
Yeah.
And sand, so it's very abrasive.
I think you need to get the rubber mallet and beat the hell out of it.
Yeah. Because I tried to kick it with my other foot.
It was like,
yeah, it was
concrete.
solid. Yeah. So, so on my right foot I have my boot and sock. On my left foot I just have a boot on.
Well, it is a heavy boot.
Yeah.
And heavy.
There was this little boy in there.
Oh.
He was so cute. He wasn't the one who was having the problems. His daddy was. He had a little.
I thought he was sick.
No, they had his daddy in there.
Oh.
A little
I couldn't tell.
Leapfrog. Well, Leapfrog has changed since I first saw Leapfrog. Maybe.
Very portable now.
Yeah, like 20 years ago or something. They used to be like little books, and
They
you had
were
a
expensive as HELL.
yeah, and you had a little stylus, and you had to touch parts of it and
Well, I think there's different.
different things. They may still do that.
Yeah.
And we were leaving, and what do I see laying in the parking lot?
But the case with a game in it.
Yeah, so
Not the actual Leapfrog console itself, but
there was
still,
there was something in it though.
those games aren't cheap.
So
I know.
I took it into the
Nurse.
nurse, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." They said the little boy's gonna be so upset right now, and I'm like, yeah, the little boy, I love my Leapfrog. So his daddy was back in the ER. He was still there, so I think. Ooh, my wife has a Sullivan virus.
Oh, shut up. I think I have cat allergies.
And so they were going to give it to his daddy, and not the Sullivan virus, but the Leapfrog. And so I have a very painful foot right now.
I think there's a lot of sick colds going around right now.
Yeah.
I should have put a mask on.
No, that would have.
But
But so we
nothing
went,
like a stage 4 cancer patient sitting in a hospital,
Yeah.
ER waiting room.
and for some reason, a lot of the staff had masks on.
Well,
I don't
maybe
know.
they had bugs.
Yeah, so we went to Walgreens. I got a water because I've been drinking Coke and Gatorade, and I just have to get it out of my system. So I got
It
this.
tastes so good.
Yeah, it does. So this bottle I can even reuse. And yes, my toes hurt, but I'm not going to show it to you. Now, I don't know
No,
how.
I didn't hit it with a hammer.
No, I don't know
But he
how.
wanted me to.
Yeah, I wanted something done. This is for my wife's rifle. Just have to put it on.
I think he's about ready to have me chop his head off.
Yeah, I was. Well, anyway, I thought all this stuff was on sale because it's on clearance.
Oh, you never know.
In Walmart, yeah. Because, they have a clearance tag. The thing is, you always take the item and go to the scanner. Yeah, because we've taken things that were supposed
That
to be...
thing's so damn loud.
Yeah, we've taken things that were supposed to be like $5, and we take it and it's like $20.
Like,
And it's like,
No.
Right, so it's like... So, some of this stuff is our survival kit. These... Gosh, look at that. Look at the packaging on that. And this is a good one. They had another one in there that was all... It's...
Well, it looks like they ran over by a truck.
Yeah. So now I have 6 of these.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think that's how many arrow shafts I have. But they're supposed to be on sale, on clearance. So
Yeah.
this will be my wife's for her bag, her bug out bag. But we can use it for camping, hiking,
And the yarnaholic over here.
Yeah. This is for our
Hey,
bags.
better than alcohol.
That's true. These are sinkers. These are for our bags. And these
I
are...
thought about going down to Liz's. Going, hey Liz, what's going on, man? She's probably still awake.
Yeah.
Probably can't sleep.
These are... I guess you can't see, but they're assorted hooks.
She came down here just by having a nervous breakdown the other day.
Yeah. For those who don't know, her husband / boyfriend...
I don't know how long they've been together, but it's quite a while, I think.
Yeah. And,
Died suddenly.
yeah, she comes home and he's in the bathtub dead.
Well, I think she got up in the morning.
Oh.
Or something.
And we didn't find out for, what, a week? Half a week?
Yeah, like 3 days later, she tells us.
But, that night or that day, we heard the town
It was
horn.
Monday. Remember, we heard the horn.
Yeah. And you don't hear the town horn just for no reason.
That means the ambulance is going out.
Yeah. So, all of a sudden you see cars.
I'm sure it was him.
Yeah, because, like,
Hello, John.
the neighbor right over here, he's like assistant chief or something. And he went.
I'm sure it took all.
To get him out. Yeah, he was a
He's
heavy.
a big guy.
Yeah, I tried to help lift him once. Couldn't do it. But
Here she is, little scrawny
yeah,
thing trying to lift him. It's like, oh,
yeah.
Liz, you're gonna kill yourself.
So I'm taking my bedtime medicine. I'm going to bed. I've been up for
Too long.
24 plus 12
I'm
hours.
surprised you're not growling like a grizzly bear.
Yeah, well, I think going to the hospital kind of got my mind on other things, which I needed to do, because I think I was snapping at my wife, and I was complaining that she was being negative when it wasn't her, it was...
It's the weather is getting under my skin. Too damn much snow. We can't even park the car by the house.
Yeah, and we called, or she called the landlord before we left,
We get to the answering machine.
and you know we were gone what 3-4 hours,
Yeah.
and the snow's still sitting out
Well, they probably won't be out until the morning.
there. No. But we did park in another location, so they can come out. They can't complain. They can't say we were parked there because
If
we're
any of the
not
neighbors
there.
complain, I'm gonna blow up on them.
Yeah, so we're. But actually, that ibuprofen is starting to work.
Starting to whack us, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the same as that pain medicine he gave me, but it's helping.
Helping a lot.
Yeah. So the nurse and the housekeeper supposed to come out tomorrow.
I think the nurse comes tomorrow, just to help. And the housekeeper supposedly comes Friday.
Oh, that's right. Tomorrow's
Thursday.
I keep thinking today's Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know what's
We're
wrong.
gonna be lucky if we don't sleep through tomorrow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if my uncle's gonna send my birthday present.
I swear.
Yeah, they're gonna send something like a card or something. Never comes.
Yeah, I like that get well card for me. Like
Yeah.
the Christmas card, did it ever come?
No. They have a get well card for my wife that's been sitting on their front desk, the desk over like by the door, since they found out about her cancer.
Which was October.
Yeah, and once we called and talked to them, oh, we're gonna mail that to you.
It hasn't showed up yet.
So, but bless their heart. I mean, they're a wonderful.
Maybe next year it'll come.
Yeah.
In the mail.
If it weren't for my uncle,
It'll accidentally fall into the mailbox.
Yeah. If it weren't for my uncle and aunt, I wouldn't have survived all the blank stuff that I went through. What was it? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah, 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2009. This time of year, 2009. You know,
Apartment building burns to the ground.
Apartment building burns to the ground. I lose everything, and then find out my mother has Alzheimer's and
She's
her.
Crazy as a bed bug.
Yeah, and she wasn't a very nice person to begin with, and oh boy. Oh boy.
It really fell apart then.
Yeah. She kicked me out of the house. I had to go live in a field for a few nights. Then I conned my way into a hospital.
The one time it rained in Texas.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't rain in Texas for like 9 months. And
when it rains in Texas, hell freezes over.
Yeah, so the apartment building burns down, and it was late January, and then I go to stay with my mother. Who else was I going to stay with? Where was I going to go? I mean, the Red Cross, they give you $300. It's like,
oh boy.
Yeah. And well, they
gave you a voucher for a hotel or
something. They did, but it's only for a few days. Oh, shit. Yeah. And they did buy not these, but another pair of glasses. And they actually those
disappear?
I know. You know, and like what resources did I have in San Antonio? I didn't have anything. And my uncle and both my cousins, they get it on an airplane and they go down to San Antonio. And they live on the East Coast. And they're helping me with my mother. And my mother was a bitch, and I don't think anybody liked her. And they still came, and they don't really know me that well. And they still came down there and helped me. Helped me get her into a nursing home, you know, and dealing with one nursing home, then another nursing home, with a hospital, with, ooh.
You almost want to knock her in the head, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, because I go and stay at her house. I'm there for a month, and I just got fed up. You know, I just got freaking fed up with it. The straw that broke the camel's back. He said, "Come here, I want to show you something." I know what when she said things like that, I knew what it meant. So
You're in trouble.
yeah, I'm like, so I go and I go with her. She said, "I told you a week ago to cut this stuff over here down." Like, mother, I can't take this anymore. You did not tell me that. And I just blew up, and she said, "Well, you know, go live on the streets then." Well, that's exactly what I did.
Like a royal pain in the ass.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And, you know, it doesn't rain, and what happens? The first night that I'm out in the field,
it pours
rain.
Oh, God.
And the second night it did it. And the third night it did it. So the third night I went over to the hospital and on my way in. And thankfully they took me, and they actually kept me more than a week. A little more than a few more days, and like another 3 days or something. And the hospital was helpful. I mean, they were trying to be helpful, and they were trying to get me into a group home.
Well, you should have been uncooperative, you know, make them, you know, kind of uncooperative, and
well,
that was they have to keep you there longer.
Ow, ow, John!
What'd he do?
His claws in my wrist. No, the Methodists wouldn't do that. Methodists would send you to the state or to the county.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's a private hospital.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, you could do it at state or at the county hospital. But that's not where you want to be in the hospital.
Bad.
Yeah. So
I've heard.
Yeah, so I go over to this group home. I sleep there one night, and I take all my worldly possessions, which consist of everything I could put into a sleeping bag.
Oh, boy.
And the clothes I was wearing, which could still fit into the sleeping bag. What do? I actually went to my mother's house. I stayed there for maybe a week or two before I got an apartment. I needed an apartment. I knew this place, the first place I had an apartment.
Hello, John.
It was an awful place when I first lived there. It's an awful place now, but it was easy to get into. I got in there, and you know what? I shouldn't have done it, but...
Where the hell were you supposed to go?
Yeah, where was I supposed to go? So, because I had Lucky over here, right, Lucky? What happened was I had the apartment. I was there for about a month, and I was telling myself, well, I'm not going to check on my mother. I'm done with her. But I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. She's still my mother, right? So I go over to the house. There had not been water in the house for a week. No electricity, at least a week. No electricity, no. I don't know how long the water and electric had been off. But Lucky had been there for a week with no water, no food. And she wasn't feeding him very well to begin with. She was giving him a quarter cup of food a day. A little quarter cup of food a day. And he's an eater.
That's only 2 ounces of food.
Yeah, so, you know, he was knocking stuff over and getting into things, and he's learned not to do that now. He knows he's going to get food from us. And he was skinny. He lost his hair, and he was sickly. And I took him in and, you know, got him up to health. And thanks to my uncle, you know, because he paid for me to take him to the vet. And
Lucky he didn't die.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't die. And his name is Lucky, after all. And what happened, I was over there, and I'm like, my gosh, what? You know, I mean, the place was a mess. It was nasty. I mean, when I was staying over there with her, it was nasty. There were big old cockroaches in there. The freezer, the refrigerator, didn't work anymore. When I was there, there was power. Why didn't it work? Because she stuffed so much stuff in the freezer and refrigerator, it burned the engine out. So when I was going over to Solera, which I wish was still open, but it's not, you know, what was I going to do with the stuff? I didn't want money, so I just gave some of her stuff away to people that needed it. You know, the washer, the dryer, her bed, And I talked to one of her neighbors, and the neighbor said, well, about a week ago, she was laying out there in the front yard, and I called the ambulance. I'm like, oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
So when I'm walking back to my apartment, I see this motorcycle cop stopped at the gas station across from the apartments. I'm like, I don't like cops, but who else am I going to ask this question of? So I walk up to him, and he was nice. He was nice about it. He said, I asked him,
He wasn't a turd about it.
yeah, and I asked him, I kind of gave him the background because I was so out of it. I mean, I was still so out of it. And he said, most likely they took her to University Hospital. So I went, he said, that's, most people like that, that's where they take them. So I called University Hospital. They're telling me they've been trying to call me for a week.
Did you even have a phone number?
Yeah, I had a phone number. I was listed. You could find me on,
They probably weren't even trying.
no, you could find me on, anywho.com and whitepages.com. I was there.
Well, there's so many James Connors.
Yeah. So,
They probably didn't know which one to look for.
well, in San Antonio, I was like the only one.
Oh,
Yeah.
no surprise.
So, it's like, so I go over there, and, she didn't even realize where she was or why she was there. And the doctor tells me she has Alzheimer's.
What'd they say recently? She's what, bipolar?
Bipolar. And it doesn't surprise me one bit that she's bipolar. My gosh. That's why I think she was a BI, growing up. Because sometimes she was decent, but you never knew what her mood was going to be. Anyway. Gosh, I'm glad those 40 years gone. I don't ever want to see Texas again. I don't want to ever see that side of the country again.
I'd like to see the Alamo again.
I mean, okay, to go on holidays, yeah, maybe, but I don't want to live anywhere much past where we are now, because to me it's like everything else is whatever.
I wish Vermont had New Hampshire's mentality. No taxes and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
It seems like there's more farmland over there.
Guess what I just found?
What?
There's a blue vacuum cleaner.
Where?
It's behind the entertainment center.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, leaning up against the door thing.
Frame.
Yeah.
Oh. Hiding, huh?
We've both been looking for it.
Like, what the hell did it do?
And when I'm
Disappear?
like half dead, just like I see it. But when we both look for it eagerly, we can't find it. Well, there it is. But I need to take my medicine and go to bed. And
We're out of our tree.
yeah, because I've been, what is 24 plus 12?
I've been up 24 hours too.
24 plus 12 would be
36.
30.
6.
I can't even do 6 anymore. 36.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours to be awake, and to have this pain, and to have to
Oh,
go
you take
darker.
Seroquel, you'll
Oh yeah, it'll knock me
snore all
out.
night.
I found
Put duct tape, stick a sock in his mouth and duct tape it shut.
I found melatonin at Walgreens, 5 milligrams. They had 1 milligram, 2 milligram, 5 milligram. We want the 5 milligram.
Oh, really?
That's the that's the highest dosage I've seen. If you want to take melatonin, you want to take a much higher dose than what the bottle says for it to be effective. So we want to get the highest dose we can get, so we don't have to take like a whole bottle of it for it to be effective, because the main reason we're getting it is in case something does happen and we can't get our freaking medicine, we'll have something at least for a while that will kind of help, hopefully. So we're getting I can't even count tonight. Two things, not 3, 2, 5-HTP and melatonin. Right? 5-HTP is supposed to do what this stuff does, but you don't want to take it with this stuff.
That's why I had to scream when I seen the thing wasn't working. No soda mix. The soda machine was out of order at the damn hospital.
Oh, and somebody was getting upset back there, I think, too.
And I was trying to stay awake, and
yeah, we were both trying to stay awake. That was, and the melatonin would, it really wouldn't replace this, but it would at least hopefully help us sleep if we. And the socks that I bought today, my wife bought today, I was going to put in the bug out bag, but I had to put them on my feet to go to the hospital. So, so it's not hurting real bad now, and that ibuprofen might help, but it's like there's some soreness.
They're horse pills.
Yeah. So
why do you think they have to make them prescription? I mean, 200 milligram ibuprofens, take 4 and there you go. Same thing,
So anyway, bye. This I don't know. 26 minutes, 10 seconds plus. No.
Bye.
Bye.
Lucky.
That's lucky right there.
Stop.